The Haley O Show. Every Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Only on balls.co.za.
Our next guest is Craig Burgess. Am I pronouncing it right?
That is correct.
Craig Burgess. And he's going to chat to us about the PutfootRally and the team he's got together for the rally. And he bought me chocolate. My first guest to bring me chocolate with a bow on it. So you can have as much time as you like.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here. It's great to be online.
So thanks, Craig, for giving us some of your time this morning. Maybe we can start with you just telling people who don't know what the PutfootRally is, just in a few sentences, in essence, what it's all about.
Sure. I'd just like to say, how's the team? First of all, the PutfootRally was started by a guy called Darren Hillhouse, and he was the founder. And there's been two prior to this one, so this would be the third one. And it's essentially it's a social rally through Africa that is promoting safe and accessible travel, showing them that you don't need a major 4x4 to go and see Africa. And basically it goes 8,000 kilometers over 18 days through 5 African countries, and then we start in a clockwise direction, moving up from South Africa, going to Namibia, Zambia, Malawi, Mozambique. And then along the way, part of it is that there's a charity drive that was founded by the Putfoot Foundation. And the Putfoot Foundation, they raise capital and funds. And along the way, we distribute school shoes, and we do shoe drops at various locations and during the rally. So it's not a race. It's a fun thing that's open to international people, and it's going to be a draw.
So, in essence, a social rally is one where you're not racing.
Yeah, so we definitely don't race. The main idea is that we have to get to checkpoints that they set out at various countries, and then at each checkpoint, obviously, to work out, okay, everyone's in, and those are the rules. And then at each checkpoint, we have a big party. There's a massive meal, and there's a feast, and there's lots of things going on.
How often is it their checkpoint?
Yeah, so there's a checkpoint in each country.
Oh,
so we have 4 checkpoints. So the first one will be in Namibia, and then there's a theme to each checkpoint party.
Okay.
So I'm not too sure the exact themes or how it all works, but it could be, for example, like everyone has to dress in Lumo colors for Malawi. Everyone has to dress like African animals in Namibia, for example. And then we carry on.
Cool, and you can see all these pictures if you go onto the PutfootRally.com website.
Yes.
It really looks like you have such a jaw.
There's a lot of fun, and they've got a fantastic video that also just showcases what we're going to be up to. And we've got I'm not too sure how many international teams, but they've all announced that they've booked their tickets, and we are ready to meet a lot of people. And it's doubled in size this year. So last year there was 60 altogether. No, last year was 30. My mistake. And this year is 60 teams altogether. So a team can be anything from 2 to 4 people per car. And then they've got 3 categories. So there's a vintage car category, a 4x4 category.
Vintage cars that are driving through Africa.
Yeah, so they've done. There's Morris Minors that have survived. There's old minis.
Ways.
Yeah.
They've gone through Southern Africa in a Morris Minor.
Yeah. And there's old VWs, the Beatles. And,
brilliant.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun, and that's, I guess, the whole concept is that they wanted to say we don't need 4x4s, and we should actually take the challenge and go and see Africa because it's right on our doorstep. It's beautiful, and that's where our team is coming into play, and we want to just also showcase it and take part. And it's a flipping amazing experience. That's what I've heard.
And tell me, so they say there's no specific route you have to take. You just have to be at the 4 checkpoints. Yeah. Do quite a few cars travel in convoy together? Is that also where a lot of fun happens? Is that you'll camp together at night, like a few of you will drive on the same route?
Yeah. So the idea, we've been advised not to drive at night. It is pretty dangerous. And then it does help to travel in convoy with people because I think you get to know everyone along the way. Social side of things.
Cool.
And then so basically you can choose any route you want just as long as you get there and you make it on time and you check in and we have the checkpoint party and we all have a jaw and take part. And then along the way, which we'll talk about soon, is when we get to the actual shoe drops. So
Sure.
that's where the charity side of things come into play.
And tell me, so do you book your accommodation for the night in between the checkpoints?
You can do. One or two teams from last year, they said that, look, every third night or so, the body does require a decent pillow and a decent bed and try and sleep, and So we're actually going in sponsored vehicles called Wicked Campers, and they've got 5-man rooftop tents on them.
Wow.
So if you don't book at each checkpoint, they do offer you sort of camping arrangements. So it's a massive field, everyone pitches tents and we all get jolly and whatnot.
Awesome.
And so you can. I think a lot of people may feel a little bit more comfortable to book your accommodation in advance, but others, you just wing it. And what we're trying to do as well is contact places and backpackers and hotels and bed and breakfast along the way and say, look, we're coming, we can make a lot of noise about your location and bookmark it, and then make a bit of noise, and hopefully you can give us a reduced rate or sponsor an evening or something. So
your team is Bookmark Africa. Tell us what Bookmark Africa is.
Yeah, so basically we came up with a concept in a friend's flat. We all got together and over a few beers, and we decided, and we started talking, and we were thinking, how are we going to do this? Is it Share Africa, Like Africa, This Africa, and whatnot? And we decided to just keep with the whole digital theme, and we came up with Bookmark Africa. And the idea here is that we are going to bookmark locations, cool people, views, local beers, things that you want to remember and then come back to at a later stage. So if, for example, I bookmark a cool, a little bed and breakfast, then you, Hayley, want to go and travel in Africa, and you've realized, oh, that was a cool place, I must remember that. Let's bookmark it. So that's where the concept came about. And
so people will learn about local places, which is always
good. So basically
good.
The idea is that we want to share as much as possible, share as much content, excitement, cool people. If you bumped into someone that was a local guide or helped you along the way, or there's a lot of cool things to do, and if he did a good job, or you've helped him and you want to say, hey, bookmark this place, go and do whitewater rafting, speak to so and so, along the way. So
because traveling in Africa, I haven't done much of Africa, but it's definitely a place where you want local advice, and you want advice from people who've been there before.
Yeah, of course.
So is this going to be a website with all the bookmarks, or a book, or?
Well, we're not too sure. We want to try and set up a sort of digital map that can potentially have all the things that we've located. But we have got a blog. You can go and check out the website at bookmarkafrica.org. And then the person that writes all the blog posts is our philanthropist Chicken, who's the 9th member of our team, and he is called Patricio, and he is the editor-in-chief and the CEO of the team. And go and see what he has to say. He's a great writer.
So you've got quite a few bookmarks up already?
Yeah, a few. Like there's a few that we started off. We had a launch party in Cape Town, so we bookmarked the launch party, and then, for example, we may find just cool little local businesses. The other day we went to go and have drinks at Liquid Chefs, and to get there we took a tuk-tuk. So we decided to bookmark this tuk-tuk company, because it's a great little, it's a business that deserves a bit of extra exposure, whatnot, and that's what we're wanting to try and do. So there are a few. We're still going to build this map, but along the way, I guess the main thing is to take photographs, put them on the blog, make a blog post, and say bookmark Lusaka backpackers, for example. We're not too sure, so I guess it's going to be a lot of excitement for us when we go along and see these sort of things.
Well, then PutfootRally is perfect for you guys, okay? And so you believe that traveling in Africa isn't the scary place that people often make it out to be.
And I think, and that's their main concept, bringing in the 3 categories that you can get through Africa in a Mini or in a Morris Minor comfortably. And you don't need to worry about, do we need a 4x4? Do we need this? Do we need this? And and it's on our doorstep, and it's obviously we're going to be promoting a hell of a lot of tourism.
Cool.
And I think people love it, and we've got to be able to do it because it's our continent. It's just on our doorstep, and I haven't done a lot of Africa. I've traveled a lot around the world, but Africa, this will be my first sort of experience.
Big adventure.
Yeah, and it is going to be a crazy adventure.
And there's a big charity side to it, which sounds great. All about raising money so you can donate school shoes to.
So the main concept how this whole thing was born, you can check with Darren Hillhouse at the Putfoot Foundation, is that he developed this foundation, and the idea, the mission statement is sort of giving underprivileged children hope, pride, and dignity through a pair of new school shoes. Something we probably all take for granted, you know.
Sure.
And we did a shoe drop. They organized a shoe drop in South Africa, and they distributed 4,000 shoes. They've raised over 800,000 rand already. So
Brilliant.
the part of the idea is that so each team taking part in the rally will assist with shoe drops. So there's various shoe drops in Africa along the way with the checkpoints, and we go and visit these schools, and then we sit down. There's a very cool little system they've got going on, and you sit down with a little kid that arrives, and he's got a shoe size on his hand. You obviously give him one size larger. His feet are going to grow, and you take off his old shoes and you put his new shoes on, and he's off, and there's just mass excitement and chaos and check my new shoes, and so it really is
really nice for you guys as well.
It's a humbling experience, and
rewarding.
I think, hugely rewarding, and it's a charity that is doing awesome things. So I think
And tell me, how do they raise money to buy the shoes? It's just through donations?
Yeah, so it's all through company donations, and then what also happens is that all the teams, if you want to, you can choose. They've got this online platform called Give and Gain, and I think it's an international sort of site where you can set up profiles, and then us as a team, for example, we've got donate a bookmark. So we figured that if you donate a bookmark, it'll be the equivalent to a pair of shoes. You can donate 100 Rand or 100,000 Rand or whatnot, and then all those funds, you set up it as an activist page, and all those funds, and you choose, and it goes towards the Put Foot Foundation, and then they raise money from all of that. It's all volunteer based, and they also I'm sure they go to a lot of companies, and they've got brands and all the rest of that want to get involved. So
cool. It's nice. People always like to know that it's a well organized charity, and the money's going
because then you can see it gets used and it gets distributed properly, and you can see the results. Because I mean, I think they're planning another shoe drop before we go in South Africa. And just go onto the PutfootFoundation.org website, and you can check it out, and you can get all the details. Like I said, we did one in South Africa, and then on our personal website, BookmarkAfrica.org, you can go and see a video that we did. I attended one at Alex in Joburg, and there you can just see a full-on example of how the money gets distributed and how these kids receive the shoes.
And you can also donate money, I see, on the PutfootRally website.
Yeah, you can also go directly on the website. So.
Oh, well, that's exciting stuff. I think it's a great project to initiate your Bookmark Africa, and also this PutfootRally is a great event to be part of. And if it's doing good things for others as well, then why not?
Of course, and definitely. Last year was sold out in 28 minutes. So if you guys
28 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you want to go next year, book early, get your team sorted out. And I know you said you wanted to go.
Oh, jeez.
So
when do you set off?
We leave. I think it's the 16th or 17th of June.
Okay.
We must double check that date. But
Okay. Well, you've heard it now, so you need to be ready next year if you want to enter. I'll be ready. Cool. Thanks, Craig, for chatting.
Hayley, thanks so much for coming. Allowing me to come through in an invitation.
Sure. I hope you have the raddest time.
We will do.
And I hope you don't have too many punctures or disasters
I hope not.
Elephants charging or anything like that.
Yeah, we never know. But it's going to be cool.
Cool.
Thanks so much for the invitation.
And what you up to this weekend? I always ask my guests.
This weekend, just taking it easy. It's been a hardcore week, and but I want to actually go and see this exhibition called Body Worlds or Bodyworks. I don't know if you've heard about it.
Yeah, when I was in New York, it was actually there. It's been all over the world. Apparently, it is something worth seeing.
So. Definitely, I think as a human you must go and check it out.
As a human.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Well, thanks very much.
Enjoy, and we'll keep in touch. Perhaps when you're on the actual rally, we can do a phone
That's what I was going to say to you.
Yeah.
This has been fun, so we must do it again.
And hear your stories when you're on your journey. I think that'll be cool.
So if we can get in contact, I think I'll keep you posted via which country and which numbers we're on. And if you do try and make a call and say, where are you, what's happening,
definitely
we'll do our best to say this is what we're up to.
Okay, hopefully it's not after one of your checkpoint parties. Not on a rough morning.
Anyway.
Cool. That's Craig Burgess, who's taking part in the PutfootRally this year, sold out in 28 minutes, so definitely something to put on the diary for 2014.
The Hayley O Show, every Friday 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. only on bulls.co.za.